Brandon Thomas and Joshua Williamson continue expanding the Infinite Frontier as Martian Manhunters' new team confront the Earth-23 versions of themselves, leading to one of their ranks to become replaced with an imposter, and it's up to the Totality to determine who it is before it is too late. Brandon Thomas continues to expand on the stories Joshua Williamson put forth in Infinite Frontier issue 0, tackling probably the biggest revelation of that issue and exploring more of Martian Manhunter's reality and multiverse protecting team, the Totality. The issue set about giving us a good reason why each team member is part of this group, and Thomas provides some great in-universe connections to the characters' personal lives, like Talia merely joining because she cannot understand why her son Damien would ever join his father Batman instead of her, or Lex Luthor joining because he's trying to prove he's the smartest human being ever, a classic Lex Luthor arrogance move. It's an interesting team seeing as that Hawkgirl seems to be the only one who is actually doing this for noble and heroic intentions, and I like that Thomas is playing with that notion, something I hopefully will see continue when Infinite Frontier begins later this year. Inaki Miranda joins the book and brings the multiversal action this issue with some really fun alternate designs for the heroes, something which we've seen a staple of throughout this series. The great thing here is that none of them are confusing to follow in the slightest. You know who is who and who is from which Earth, which I feel a lot of artists tend to forget when they do multiple versions of the same character on the same page. Infinite Frontier Secret Files issue 4 was another great installment that explored one of the bigger plot threads left over from Infinite Frontier issue 0, as well as why the team have come together to rescue the multiverse, all of which no doubt will factor into DC's big upcoming summer event. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Infinite Frontier Secret Files issue 4 finds Director Bones running out of booze in his flask, calling his assistant to grab his emergency bottle and bring it to him right away. He gets back to work, grabbing one of Chase's tapes labeled the Totality. Putting it on, Bones learns about the group called the Totality, a team of heroes and villains whose focus is expansive and very likely in direct conflict with the DEO's objectives. Cameron Chase doesn't know what they are doing or what they want, but suspects their activities are being shielded by Martian Manhunter, who was the only member she has been able to confirm of the team. Elsewhere, the Martian Manhunter of Earth-0 meets with the Martian Manhunter of Earth-23 as their teams battle it out on the streets of Earth-0. Both Manhunters learn that they were testing the early detection systems they made to detect breaches in the fabric of time and space, finding they did it at the exact same time on the exact same day. Earth-0 Manhunter thinks reality has a sense of humor thanks to this, as Earth-23 John thinks that they should call their teams off before there's an accident, since both of them want the same thing, to protect their realities from harm. Manhunter thinks that there is more to consider, and he knows his counterpart can see the idea in his mind. The other Manhunter finds it rather interesting he doesn't trust some of the people on his team. Suddenly, a portal opens above the team and Calvin Ellis arrives, causing both Manhunters to activate Protocol S, scrambling to their psychic safe rooms. Superman finds the area deserted, knowing whomever did this is impressive, but the problem he's found with telepathic trapdoors is the illusion the teams are feeding his brain works better if it's done on people without enhanced senses like his. He says that the one thing that always gives them away, however, is the smell, and while he cannot see them, he can smell Martian perspiration, the oil that keeps the Thanagarian's wings clean, and Lex Luthor's aftershave, since it's the same aftershave as his Lex Luthor's. He demands they stop wasting his time, wanting to know what Earth they are from. Vandal Savage attacks Superman, saying that they are from their Earth 23. Superman grabs the villain, thinking that he should know better by now, demanding the others show themselves as well. The two teams do, wanting to explain themselves, as Manhunter knows that Superman is not to be harmed in any way, and is simply to be occupied until they patch the dimensional breach. John knows that he can control his team, wondering if Earth-0 Manhunter can control his. Earth-0 Manhunter heads into the psychic safe room with his team, where Mr. Terrific says that he has the dimensional patch, but he thought they decided it was too dangerous to even attempt this. Manhunter knows they have another problem before they start sending people back to Earth-23, since in the skirmish, one of their team was replaced with one of them, meaning one of them at the table is an imposter. The team don't take him seriously, with Hawkgirl knowing that she was in the air the entire time. Manhunter puts forth a simple test, knowing that when each of them agreed to join the team, they each told him the precise reason why, and he encoded their answers within his personal neural network, calling it memory printing. Lex cuts him team off, calling this nonsense since he doesn't believe Manhunter, knowing the Martian has been replaced and this game of his is nothing more than just that, demanding their John Jones get released back to them or he will set his mind on fire. Michael stops them but knows Lex has a fair question, since given Manhunter's abilities it would be impossible for any of them to know if he was being manipulated telepathically or not. Vandal Savage knows that he can't be manipulated telepathically, having developed a resistance to it in the early 20th century. Talia al Ghul, however, knows that right now only words are being used to manipulate them. Manhunter asks Talia to tell them why she is there, so after a moment, the woman says it's because reality has already been manipulated according to the whims of others, and her son chose to follow his father's path, a weak man who has never killed, even with great cause. Talia doesn't think her son joining his father is the natural order of things, and she intends to make sure the world never changes again and tears another mother from her son. Manhunter finds her memory matching the one he has in his mind, so Lex goes next, saying he's there because Mr. Terrific believes him to be the smartest man in the world, and Lex doesn't believe that, and if the group trust Michael's innovations, they will surely die, so they deserve better. Lex asks Michael a question, wondering what his consultation fee is because his is $1 million a minute. Mr. Terrific says he's there to make the multiverse play fair and to stop Lex Luthor whenever he decides to be Lex Luthor. Vandal says that life bores him and he assumed this team wouldn't, but he was mistaken since they aren't worth his time. The man leaves as Manhunter asks Hawkgirl, who remembers that she told John in private and it wasn't any of his business why she said yes, only that she would protect all time and space because he asked her to. She knows the Earth-Zero Martian Manhunter would remember that, knowing that Lex was right. The team attack the Earth-23 John, who finds their conclusion very good. Manhunter knows that despite their differences, they moved as one to protect their teammate. He thinks them as Michael knows that there was never actually an imposter, and this was their Manhunter, meaning technically Lex was wrong, like always. Lex shouts at Michael, saying he hasn't seen anything from the hero that justifies his terrific codename. Manhunter takes the group back to Earth-Zero, wanting to see how their counterparts from Earth-23 explain the situation to Superman. The Earth-23 Manhunter, however, found he has very little control over his Vandal Savage, and both he and Superman really don't like each other for some reason. John knows that his concerns are eased now as the Earth-23 Manhunter sends a download of their encounter to his counterpart's frontal lobe, since something might be able to help them manage the Earth-Zero Superman when the time comes. Earth-Zero Manhunter sends his counterpart their own test systems for review, wanting to adjust their devices to confirm that no other totalities perform experiments at the same time on the same day so they can avoid a null convergence. He offers the Earth-23 hero a device that will get them all home and leave them in different locations from their Superman to avoid any more awkward moments. The Earth-23 Manhunter knows that he will need some help getting his Superman and Savage to the portal, so the teams head to go and split up the heroes, knowing that they will never see each other again, but Manhunter doesn't think so his Earth-23 counterpart says until they see them again when reality comes apart at the seams.